Today we begin our second look at the mission Thank You, Come Again, aka the 4U gas station. Some things are the same and some have changed drastically. We now have information about the victims, suspects, and the overall surrounding lore of the gas station. So, welcome to the Ready or Not lore series, where in today's episode we'll be discussing the new and improved 4U gas station. This video will be divided up into two sections, the first being all in-game / developer confirmed information, and the second being my own theories as to where the story and world may go in the future. Seizing a moment of opportunity, a posse of delinquent young adults execute their plan in order to support a crippling addiction. We have three suspects. Andre Williams, a senior at 213 Mission High School who has past gang affiliations and gained notoriety for being involved in a shootout during the filming of a rap music video for the song titled 808 Sueños. Jaden Fletcher, another young man from Dawson Gardens Projects with a history of drug abuse. And our final suspect, Zion Pretlow, who was expelled from 213 Mission High School for selling weed on school premises, and is well known in his community as a drug dealer who supplies a variety of illicit substances. On site, there are three known civilians: Scarlett Layton, the one who called 911 first.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, my name is Charlotte Layton. I'm at a gas station and need help right now.
Ma'am, are you at the 4U gas station on 5th and Van Drake's south side?
Yes. Please help. I got separated from my daughter, Crystal. They're shooting people.
Okay, I need you to listen to me carefully, okay? Follow my instructions. You need to find a safe place anywhere you can hide, and I need you to stay on the line with me, okay? Officers are already on the way.
Okay. Please don't hang up. God.
I'm here, ma'am. I need you to stay hidden and quiet for me until officers get there.
I think they're coming.
Her daughter, Crystal Layton, who went missing after the incident began, and Mudasir Varma, manager of the gas station, who also called 911.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello! I'm being robbed!
Okay, try to remain calm for me, sir. Where's the robbery taking place?
The 4U gas station on 5th and Van Drake. Southside. You have got it. They started shooting.
Officers are on the way, sir. I need you to get somewhere safe, okay? And if you're able to, please tell me how many people you saw inside.
I'm in the back room. I'm not sure how many. I think...
Sir? Hello, sir?
No.
Are you there?
Hello?
Sir?
No!
Now that you know the suspects and civilians, let's listen to the mission briefing.
At around 2300, we received multiple 911 calls from the 4U gas station at 5th and Van Drake and Southside. We believe this to be a stick-up robbery with multiple armed suspects. At this current time, we don't know the condition of 4U manager Mudasir Varma or Charlotte Layton, with both calling in during the robbery along with multiple other civilians in the premises, including Charlotte's daughter, Crystal Layton. First responders began locking down on the scene at 2340, containing the area for D Platoon's arrival. An officer on scene reported the sound of gunshots at 2345 within the main building. We can identify all three suspects on the scene: Andre Williams, Zion Pretlow, and Jaden Fletcher. All have their own run-ins with the law for drug-related offenses or violent crimes. Be advised, some or all may be under the influence of methamphetamine and incredibly erratic. This potentially showing their true motives to feed a lethal addiction, even with the stick-up being high risk. We can assume their move was calculated, with DeBanco stopping by before the robbery for regular pickup of cash stored on the premises. DeBanco's employees are known to be at risk during their shifts, with many criminal acts committed against them, such as assault and attempted robberies. Along with the front entrance into the store, there's a second method of entry into the diner side area on the northern side. If both locations aren't viable options, there are two alternate entry points on both sides of the building. One may require a key card used by employees. You should be able to find it in a Knox box on scene. Suspects may have broken away from the main building into the side garage on the eastern side. Exercise caution when moving around the exterior. It is unlikely the suspects are wearing armor. They are armed and have demonstrated their intent to cause harm. We do know at least one of the suspects is carrying a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, as described by a witness. Remember to only use lethal force on what you deem as an imminent threat to you or your element, as well as civilians present at the scene. Plan and coordinate your actions accordingly. And get to work.
So, as we just heard, not only are these three men extremely violent, but may be under the influence of meth, and knew of the upcoming cash deposit to stage a robbery. Arriving on the scene, the first big difference we can see is the surroundings. It's been totally revamped with this very interesting looking building that I assume is a memorial of some sort, and we can also see a DeBanco HQ building in the back. The man who was shot outside the building has been moved away from the door, but the newspaper remains the same. Entering the building, everything is also fairly similar, with a handful of minor changes. Mudasir's body has been moved to the opposite end of the hall, one of his awards has been changed to a certificate of appreciation from the U.S. Forestry Service, the vet and his dog have also been moved, and when looking at his gun, we can see his death was still due to his gun jamming. An interesting thing to note is that when hovering over his gun, it says used Glock, but let's be honest, if it's jamming like this, it's probably a Taurus. In the kitchen, we can find the little girl, Crystal Layton, and sometimes outside, there's a DeBanco guard who is oddly masked, giving me HBO Watchmen vibes. During that show, multiple police officers' homes were attacked by white supremacists, resulting in a new law being passed that required police officers to not disclose their profession and to protect their identities while on the job by wearing masks. We know in the past, DeBanco guards had been viciously targeted, resulting in the strike beginning in the first place. So perhaps this whole DeBanco protest started because of a similar issue, resulting in DeBanco guards having to adopt a similar rule. Essentially, don't disclose your identity because your family may be at risk. The final few things of note here are the suspects. We were told in the briefing that there were 3 suspects on site, but once arriving on the scene, we can find 4. Each of these 4 men are very unique looking, and it's pretty hard to pin down just who's who. This man wearing a Southside sweatshirt is definitely Jaden Fletcher because it's the same one from the briefing. This guy with the full face covering is, I assume, Zion Pretlow, as he's described as wearing a face covering and has a distinct scar on his forehead, so he'd probably want to cover it up. I assume this dude in the yellow is Andre Williams, just due to a hunch, and we have no idea who the final suspect may be. Despite the 4th suspect's identity being a mystery, it's still crazy to think that the other 3 suspects are just high schoolers. Assuming the year is 2023, that places 2 out of the 3 suspects at just 18 years old, which, to me at least, really changed how I approached this mission in terms of lethality. Also, speaking of lethality, but not really relevant to the lore, what the hell is this gun? Like, I've been trying to figure it out since researching this video, and I still have no idea what this thing is. Like, shit looks like something out of Star Wars. So please, if any of you guys know, please let me know, because again, it's driving me crazy. Anyway, that's all besides the point. That was all the substantial changes, so let's just hop into the theory, because there is something that definitely needs to be talked about. Mudasir Varma. There is still something not adding up about this guy. I said this in the last video discussing this map, and I will say it again here. I think there is something else going on with Mudasir Varma. I still think this goes deeper than a meth-fueled robbery gone wrong. I think Mudasir was deliberately targeted because he knows something. In the prior version of this map, he had a certificate from the US Department of Defense, but now it's changed to one from the US Forestry Service. I still think despite the change, this was always about killing Mudasir. Maybe not for his role in Vietnam or affiliations with the USIA, maybe it's for something he saw in Los Sueños that he wasn't supposed to see, or maybe some gang wanted to extort him and he said no. My suspicions grow even more as in the briefing it stated he arrived late to work, which seems like a minute detail to add unless it's extremely out of character for him. And in his office, while listening to this recording, the man on the line mentions needing to discuss the incident with Mudasir.
Hi Mudasir, I got your message about the on-site safe. I am trying my best to get that sorted out as soon as possible. I know the ATMs have been a huge problem, and you know DeBanco's been having a lot of issues as well lately. So give me a call back when you get this and we can talk about that. And there is also the other incident that I want to talk about as well. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Either way, in my mind, this robbery had 2 objectives: intercept DeBanco and kill Mudasir Varma. Why that is, we don't know. Yet.